Action Comics 993, Dan Jurgens on both
Yes.
writing and art. So
Yeah, Jurgens just did the pencils, but then
Yeah.
it had Prado and Smith do the finished art. It said.
oh, did it? I mean, typically, I mean, often I just assume when they say art, I usually just assume it's the pencils unless I otherwise pay attention.
Yeah, yeah. This one specifically said just it says story and pencil art, and then it's got the two others for the finished ink art.
Yeah.
Because I usually assume there's a different inker or possibly a different colorist and whatnot. Because I mean, colorist especially tends to be someone else. Not
Yeah,
always,
yeah.
but it tends to be.
No.
Anyway, so Superman used the cosmic treadmill. Booster Gold showed up just a little bit too late, despite being a time
Delete
traveler.
Booster.
And Skeet's
Yep.
like, yeah, well, even if we tried again, we'd probably just be slightly off. So we have to
Yeah.
sort of deal with where we are now.
Going forward.
So Superman's been shot into the past. He's arriving on Krypton. He's like sort of sneaking around. He has that weird moment where he feels like he's been ripped apart or whatever before he lands on Krypton, and he sees Jor-El and Zod working together as allies and all these things. And meantime, Booster Gold's just trying to get there. He's like, okay, we need to go. Let's get in there. He has to fight the Flash a little bit. Flash shows up. It's like, hey, what are you doing with my treadmill? He's not very happy. Barry's pissed, and Booster
Well,
being Booster
Here's
does
the
his
thing.
thing.
Up until you get to Lombard being the world's biggest booster fan, which I love, and I'll fight him over being the world's biggest booster fan. Like, it feels like nobody knows who Booster is. Like, Flash doesn't act like.
No, I disagree with that. Flash is like, no, we put this up here to keep it from people like you.
Yeah, but not like. You would think, like, if Booster can come and go as he pleases, right? Like, that's not going to stop him, anyways. So it felt like there was an unfamiliarity with him. Like, he was just some random hero, not like, oh, this is Booster Gold and he's a fool. You know what I mean? It felt like there was a disconnect, and I think that's on purpose.
No, I think because it's only Flash that I could buy that with, because Superman clearly knows him, and like I say, Lombard knows him.
Yeah, I mean, Lombard's got an office full of stuff.
He's got a shrine.
And
It's
John-
not an office; it's a shrine.
Love
And
it.
John's running away to escape seeing his jockstrap, so which sounds like that sounds like phone the police right now. There's a predator on the loose. He's trying to show a child his jockstrap.
Yeah, well, it's a signed jockstrap from Booster Gold, like, so it's not like he's modeling it, like,
John, hey, we're not sure of that. He might when he says, "Oh, I'll show you my jockstrap," he might come out wearing it, like
He clearly wears it every day.
Oh yeah,
I love.
with pride.
Well, I love that John says, "My dad says real heroes don't need branding," right? And it's such a meta moment because I think the Superman S is like the most recognizable
Yeah.
superhero branding of all time. So I thought that was funny. But yeah, the stuff with Booster though, like, and Superman, he's clearly not on Krypton, as we know it.
Not as we know,
Because
because he goes in the time vortex and things
Yeah.
change.
Yeah, there's something not quite right. He sees like fragments
Yep.
of various realities, or maybe of just one that's not the one he's aware of. And I do like that Booster references that there's already like something wrong with time at this
Yep.
time period. He mentions that there's already like a ripple that shouldn't be there. So
Yep.
Booster's aware of Manhattan's meddling as well, which is nice. I think the art is typically enjoyable. I especially like I like how Booster looks, but I also like how Krypton looks. Like when Superman's like that first
Yeah.
like full page spread of him looking at
Yeah.
Krypton's
Yeah.
was quite nice. I like
Proper
that.
sci-fi.
Yeah, proper sci-fi. There you go. So no, I mostly dig it. I think the other plot point we need to bring up before we talk about the ending is Lois, like General Lane, apparently has been taken
Yeah.
by enemy forces and is going to be executed.
Were we aware of this situation
Yeah,
with
that's-
Lois and her dad?
Well, not that one, but we know about was it Lomgada, or is it? Let me find it. Once they're the right. It's that African nation that Superman during the Oz effect that was. firing on
is it
each
that?
other.
Okay, it's that's the same
okay.
place.
Yeah.
That's a nice catch then that you
So-
remembered that.
Of course, it is.
Lagamba.
It's Superman.
Lagamba.
Lagamba. Yeah, where they fired on the rebels and the rebels fired on the city, and Superman, had to stop it, and it was all Mr. Oz that was forcing it. But seems like General Lane led a contingent in there, like a Black Ops, and got busted. Which again, that seems weird because, as Lois says, like generals don't lead those.
Yeah.
So what was he doing? So of course he knows
something fishy. Something fishy's going on with General Lane. Well, I'm sure we'll get to the bottom of that. But of course, John overhears all this. He's using his super hearing, the cheeky little bugger. I really like the page as well, actually, after Booster like sort of blasts Superman, because Superman's about to like make himself known on Krypton, and he's like, no, don't mess with things, don't intervene, wait to get out of here before any more trouble's caused. Superman's not very happy, but it's a good, nice full page spread. I like it. They both look really good.
Yep.
I think sometimes Jurgen's art suffers when he has to draw them be really small in a panel. Like when he draws really simple versions that are small, I don't think they look that great.
He loses detail.
Yeah,
you know, they kind of
when it's
all together.
Big version of them though, you get a lot of detail. It looks really nice. But no, so basically we have the cliffhanger where some Kryptonian guards have spotted them, and Superman, because it's a red sun, Bruce is like, "Hey, you're helpless. Great. Now we're stuck in Krypton, and I need to be the hero." So I mean, the issue for the most part is just all about the trip there. You know, it's Superman arriving, then it's Booster chasing after him and getting there. Is basically most of the issue. But I can't deny I had fun with pretty much almost all of it.
Yeah, it was a blast.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do we think that Krypton being changed is Manhattan in an attempt to stop Superman ever reaching Earth, to stop Superman existing?
No. Because Krypton still explodes. This is, you see all the ships leaving. So this is, I think, a what if they actually got off the planet.
Okay, but in that scenario, Superman would leave with his family. He wouldn't end up with the Kents.
But it's not the mainline universe.
Okay.
When he went through that shattering, he like shifted into one of the parallel, because as far as I understand how the multiverse works through Morrison, is there's 52 main Earths, but there's an infinite number of like parallel that go with each of them, and it's kind of how they kept alive the infinite Earths kind of idea. So this wouldn't surprise me if this is one of those parallel, Krypton exploded still, but the Kryptonian culture lives on.
I mean, I'm not necessarily convinced one way or the other if he actually shifted to an alternate universe here in this issue. I don't think it's very clear if he did or didn't. Now, obviously, there's an implication where they see Zod and Jor-El working together, but they did work together at one point before things went bad and before everything deteriorated.
Yeah, well, I mean, then what was up with the shot of all the planets leaving Krypton?
All the ships,
right?
Well, yeah, but that's when he's going through the time stream. That's different from when he lands.
Yeah.
When he lands, he's at the dock. So presumably he's before that. It's these are all the ships where they will leave from.
Yeah. So if he is in a different Krypton, it's before whatever's going to happens.
Gotcha.
But it could be the regular Krypton maybe. We'll just need to see kind of what it does.
I just think it's interesting, that panel of him going through the time vortex. It plays the two sides. So the left side is kind of the version that we recognize with the explosion and then the one rocket, and then the right version goes around from the other way and it has all the ships. But we do see Krypton on its own first, where it seems much more stable compared to what we usually see.
This is why I don't think he's went to an alternate universe. I think it's showing the two possible outcomes from whatever he's going to do here.
Okay.
Like whatever he's going to do here in this story is going to affect it, and this is what might happen if he actually alters it. But I think ultimately what's going to happen is he's going to have to accept that he can't alter it because it'll have a knock-on effect and change things down the line. That was the entire
John's Booster Gold run, those 6 issues he wrote. You can't. Certain elements are concreted into time, and no matter what you try to do, they're fated to happen. But yeah, I want to know what's up with that image that looks like a Lois, but in Kryptonian gear. Like, who's that lady? Because is that supposed to be Ursa?
What's that? Is that in the time thing?
Yeah. It's by his left leg.
Oh, okay. I see.
But
I don't think it is Lois.
No. But I just said she kind of looks like Lois. With the dark hair and features. So I mean, but she's wearing the House of L stuff.
She is. It's definitely not his mother, because his mother's a blonde.
Basically, it looks like in that right hand side that the entire planet's evacuated and everyone survives. So it's either maybe Superman's wife in this, if this timeline happens, or his daughter if this timeline happens, or his sister if this, just whoever. The idea being that his family continues, and because you see him working with a Zod there as well at the bottom, like the society's been held together. So
Right.
So clearly that's what we're not going to get, because we're not going to completely change everything.
Right.
But that's
we might
definitely
get that for the arc, but not.
Oh
the
yeah,
outcome.
sure, yeah, obviously, but you know what I mean. Like that's. But I mean, obviously, we wouldn't be seeing this if we weren't going to explore it in some way. But
yeah.
Yeah. So no, I think that's.
I just don't know what happened in Kryptonian culture where everybody had to wear a cape. Like, imagine living in that society.
They got cool as shit, is what happened.